given this very overwhelming visual worlds that we live in, where typography has become so very important in communication and expression, it is such a privilege to be here talking with the legendary Professor Mahendra Patel. Mahendra Bhai has been a designer of fonts, maps, as well as has mentored so many generations of students in his 39-year-old stint in the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad. Today, he's advisor and mentor at the Symbiosis Institute of Design in Pune, and is soon going to be advisor also at the D.Y. Patil International Institute. Mahendra Bhai, I'm so happy to be here, and thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure.
So I want to start by asking you, about something that has made me feel very curious about your journey. You started with a degree in fine art from MSU, painting in Baroda. Yeah. At that point in time, to decide to move into this area of typography, wasn't that rather unusual?
It was. I thought I'll practice painting and exhibit my work. I sent one of my best painting for Logical Academy. It was not even selected. And I had a shock. I was one of the best students. My best work is not being exhibited. So with that shock, I thought, let me do something else rather than praise people and just live on exhibitions. So I went to KG Subramaniam and said, sir, I want to do MA. So he said, okay, I know one person in Calico Mills. She's looking for young people. Why don't you go and meet him? I didn't know anything about design at that moment. I went and met Gira Sarabhai there, and she somehow clicked with me, and she was very much impressed the way I talked to, and she says, okay, we'll call you. That's how I started with NID, without knowing what I'm getting into it. So soon Armin Hoffman from Switzerland came and started teaching us. He can't speak English and I can't speak German. But his wife, who was a student of him, was good in English, and she was a letter designer. So she used to teach us letter design, Armin used to teach us graphic design. And all logistics clicked me. And that's how I got interested in basic graphic design and typography. And in no time, in 6 months, I can teach my teachers. I can create challenges for my teachers, Swiss teachers. He was so much impressed. So they called me for 1 year to learn how to teach in Bajar. And during that time, it happened that the Adrian Frutiger was going to Japan. So I invited him again for a workshop to go around country for 1 week and take a 1 week workshop at NID. There I assisted him. I learned how to use tools, and I become one-to-one to him to help him to conduct workshop. While going back, there was heavy rain pouring in Ahmedabad. I went with my bicycle to institute and told him that, sir, can I come with you to the airport to leave you off? The plane was due in 1 hour to come. So we were sitting and he asked me, what are you? Who is your family? And suddenly I told him that my grandfather was a farmer, and all. He said, oh, my father is a weaver. And we started talking to you at a human level. And suddenly he says, Mahendra, you are with me in no time. I'm going to suggest Sarabhai that I would create a position for you in my office. I went there for 1 year in 1971. So he gave me a paid vacation to Spain. He said, enjoy yourself. You don't have to only work. That's how he became a very close friend.
So was it at that time that you worked on Universe Devanagari?
Universe Devanagari was my first type design internship project. Under his guidance, he knows about sans serif and Roman script. He has no idea about Devanagari. I neither have idea about Devanagari. We started talking about form, structure, behavior and all. And in no time, his experience in universe helped me to create sans serif universe Devanagari.
In India, we may not have appreciated
It
something
was
that's in Western.
too early for the country. People had emotional attachment to script. In 2013 was my first typeface which came in market. And to give respect to my teacher, I gave a new Noy Frutiger Devanagari.
Oh, I see.
There was a temptation to give my name, but I owed so much to Adrian Frutiger, so I gave him name to it.
On the one hand, we have a whole era of globalization.
That's true.
Everything should be more universal because we are more connected
Global
now,
and
etc. But there is also a counter sort of feeling in many countries, including ours, to want to also reclaim
regional and
your more,
local approaches.
Yes.
So there is a strong branding need to create Indianness. For me, Indianness is Indian needs, Indian people, Indian culture, and contemporary. It is culture, it is not civilization. People confuse civilization with culture. Culture is live, it evolves, it changes by time. Language is a tool for communication. So far we communicate in today's media. For me it is Indian. Now that is we call new word local.
Yes.
I don't ridicule the vernacularism and regionalism. There is a calligraphic approach, there is a craft approach, there is a fine arts approach. We live together, we respect each other. This is more industrial, professional and user-friendly approach or technology-friendly approach. Anything you do in life, anything, even cooking or management, your foundation should be stronger. If you should know the rule, you should understand the rule, you should experience the rule, then interpret and break the rule and make your own rules. Make students learning more meaningful, useful and appropriate and relevant to what they would face. What I know is not important.
Do you feel that, you've had such a long sort of experience of teaching, mentoring? Has it changed in the area of teaching about typography? Has there been a shift?
Earlier, I was very disciplined teacher. I care for half millimeter, right angle, proper form, flow, all, which can be got on computer in no time. So now, from a skill to perfection, it comes to visualization and concept. It goes to understanding the basic characteristic, basic behavior, basic style, basic system, rather than form. I have taken one course in font design, which is very dry subject. Just last semester, I constrained them no English. Non-English font, which is called non-Latin font. So now there is a challenge. So they took, you would be surprised, Brahmi, Korean, Hebrew, Urdu, Bengali, Tamil. In 3 weeks' time, they almost have the same vision and insight as me. I took another course with them, which was wayfinding design. There was another teacher for wayfinding design, and he teaches map differently. So I said, now let's create a map, which is for your own city. Now they have to decide what is there in city, what is to be seen, who are their users, is it the students, then to find institutions, is there like that. They go deeper into it and create, then what is that map, printed map, folded map, price of the map, they go to a total tangible products and they create a map.
Given such a long journey in this area, what are some of the most memorable moments?
The satisfaction of designing first map in the country, Ahmedabad map and Gujarat map, where each and every village, more than 5,000 population, even census, the archaeology department don't have, or the government don't have that. I collected all those data and plotted on my map. That is my first, most satisfactory experience. Second, very memorable experience is wayfinding design for Tirupati. 5 languages, 40 lakhs people coming. Signage should not be beautiful than God. It should be self-maintained. All constraints, the signage should not be seen, but it should serve people. And the type of solution I found, the amount of research in finding people what to tell, where to tell. It is not color. It is wayfinding, how to reach, how to not get lost. All that, and creating pictograms for 5 languages. Certain thing can be language-wise, certain thing it is strategy planning. Another good thing happened to me is this International Gutenberg Award.
2010, right?
2010.
Yes. If there's one thing that you could change in your entire career, so to speak, as educator, as type designer, what would it be?
Technology, language technology. I really regret that though I have science background, I went to learn computer language, but I don't have that patience and that capability. Language engineering and Unicode documentation to put my typeface which construct words, text, anuswar in the middle, conjuncts, communicate. Do you understand? It is not design. It is creating a system. I'm dependent on others. And I'm perfectionist and very sincere and committed, but it should go beyond that. That is what I have not done it, which I regret it.
But I think, the teaching is what I feel is of the utmost value at this point in time. So thank you very much for such an interesting conversation. And of course, I wish you all the very best for a very long and very much more, fulfilling journey ahead. And for all of us to benefit from your knowledge. As editor John Wozencroft of Fuse magazine said, we must clear the cobwebs that cover the type that has so quickly been digitalized and dumped in the system folder. Otherwise, we will be left deeper in a digital nightmare, plundering as many hot metal typefaces as possible to compensate for our lack of imagination. We will pretend to be in command of our language, but we will actually be locked in a museum. But I really don't think there is any such danger of being locked in a museum when someone like Mahendra Bhai is still as passionate and as enthusiastic about typography, its role today and in the future. That's what I think will keep this area so fresh and so relevant for us designers. Thank you.